2.5 years ago, I was on the top of the world. I had built a independently held real estate brokerage to 4 offices and 137 agents, and I made possibly the worst decision ever in my business to transfer all of it, get rid of all of it, not sell it, and move over to eXp Realty. Today, I'm going to walk you through what that was like, why I did it, and where everything is at today. My name is Garth Ward. If you want to have a conversation with me, click a link in the description below, and let's set a time to actually delve into some of the specifics if you want to delve deep. So let's start with what happened. First, I fell into owning a real estate brokerage. My initial thought was, I'm going to go do sales in real estate and just do that. But I quickly found out that I scaled relatively fast. And all of a sudden, when I was really young, people wanted to come join a team of mine. So I fell into owning and running a team because people wanted to learn from me. And I thought, that makes me feel good and I can maybe help some people grow. And that's great. Then that started growing and growing, and I looked at the landscape of the market and I realized, wow, all these people joining my team are really joining for me. They're not joining for the company that I'm at. Maybe it makes a lot of sense for me to just start my own thing. So in 2018, in August 1st, I decided to start my own real estate brokerage in a broom closet, up a walk up behind a back alley. And very quickly I had agents joining, and being young, not a lot of people wanted to join me initially, but I helped those people get extremely profitable and work really well and become top producers. And all of a sudden we started expanding, we started growing. Now, I ended up getting a larger office and expanding to multiple locations and helping top producers become even higher top producers and middle producers become high producers and every single type along the way. While I was looking at the ways to possibly expand, I was looking at where I would place new locations. Should I go more locations in my state? Should I go into other states? Should I go across the country? Should I go into a bordering state? What should I do? And unfortunately, it's not an easy conversation. Should I lead with capital? Should I lead with debt? I personally ran everything completely with cash. I didn't want to operate with debt because it's kind of risky, especially starting a brand new business. Even though we're in the real estate business, owning a brokerage is a different one. So I built it all with cash, grew it to what it was, and I ended up getting a couple offers to sell. And ultimately, if you have a brokerage or you're thinking about starting a brokerage, you're thinking my ultimate goal is to sell the brokerage, make a lot of money. Here's the rub. I ran it like a tight ship. We had low expenses. We had really high margins because our fees and our splits and everything else was relatively high for the market that we were in. And ultimately, we ended up getting a couple offers to sell. And here's how that actually broke down. We looked at it and said, okay, they take your net. That doesn't count leads that are sent to people, just normal splits fees to the agents. That doesn't count my production or any ownership production. It just counts for the agent's production minus all costs to run the brokerage. So they take that, times it by about 3. Now, the market ebbs and flows on that, but it was times about 3. One of them was 3.5. Now, from that 3.5% or 3%, it wasn't like they were just going to pay me that money. It was an earnout period. So, hey, we'll pay you 30 or 40% of this up front. Then another year goes by, we'll pay you another portion. And another year goes by, we'll pay you another portion. So that was an earnout period. If we lose agents, you don't get as much money. If they don't do as much business, you don't make as much money. If we grow it, if it continues to scale, you don't make more money. And that was the way that was structured. So I sat back and I thought, okay, well, what are the potential other ways to scale quickly without having to utilize capital? And how could I have more impact on more agents? I ended up stumbling into a conversation with an amazing organization called the Wolfpack over at eXp. And they got me to think and realize that I was probably making the scaling decision poorly. I wasn't operating in the right vehicle. Yes, the margins would be tighter if I was to move over everything, but the liability would be none. The carry cost would be none. It would be substantially easier to scale and amass bigger influence in the market center. So I jumped in and I decided to do that. Did I have all of my agents join? No. Did I make it the easiest thing and articulate it in a way that was the best? No. Did I have a lot of them come join me? Yes. What's happened since? I ended up scaling it, and I actually have more agents than I ever have across 33 different states instead of just one singular location. So I'm not completely dependent on micro market dynamics, which is great. But the question still remains. Did I make a horrible decision by doing it? Not only did I close my brokerage down and transfer the people over that were willing to come, I also did not create a team. I only operated and still operate every single aspect of what I do through the revenue share structure and the organizational structure that eXp allows. I did that for a few different reasons. One, the economics are different. Two, I wanted to focus on the ability to impact more people, not just a small subset of people that wanted to pay me more money. And three, I wanted to make sure that I could have the width of my brand be truly recognized and be able to capitalize on that width in any place that it came about. And finally, I didn't want to be the only one rowing the boat anymore. If you're an agent that's running a team or a brokerage owner already and you're thinking about maybe doing something different, I can tell you the biggest change is that I no longer had to force all of the growth myself. Today, I'm super happy to say that I'm with an amazing group of people. I love them, they're family, they're friends, and they help me grow. The people that I aligned with help me grow every single day, not just from the ability to grow my business, but from the ability to grow my life. Even people that have come to join me help me realign my life in ways that are amazing. They hold me accountable. They make me a better person, and we all help each other grow. If any person ever comes and they join my organization, I will actually do all the things that I can to help them grow. I will actually help them talk to the agents about the opportunity. I will help them brand themselves. I will help those new agents get integrated into all of our systems, all of our training resources and tools, which there are plenty. Again, if you're an agent and you're considering a move, you're considering a change, you're a team leader, you're considering starting a brokerage, or you already own a brokerage and you're stuck at the 10, 20, 30 range, I can tell you the light does not get better at the end of the tunnel. You'd probably, based on my projections, need to get somewhere around 250 agents to start to see a light at the end of that tunnel. And ultimately, if the goal is to create a way out of the business from the sales production side of things, I can tell you that this is a substantially better vehicle. I've since helped several brokerage owners make that transition, and they are all extremely happy that they did. What I can say is I'm open to having a no obligation conversation with you about it. Click a link in the description, schedule a time for us to talk, and if nothing else, I can help give you a couple tips on the ways that you can grow your business even if you don't join me at all. So if that's you, let's have a conversation. If you are a brand new agent and you're still listening to this, you are still more than welcome to click the link, schedule a time to have a conversation about how you can grow your business and make sure that you are regularly getting 6 figures or more in your business. The average person, the average agent to come and join our organization 3 to 5 times their production the next 12 months. But that's because we are not about the fluff. We are about actually getting tangible results. And that's what we are here to do. Thanks so much for joining me on today's video. I look forward to seeing you on future ones, and I hope that you do reach out.